All right, welcome back. This is the Political Insiders. I'm John LeBoutillier here in New York with Pat Caddell and our executive producer, Martin Hinton, in for Dr. Doug Schoen, who's doing some field work for the Political Insiders.
In Arizona.
Well, he's checking the border issue down there, which brings us right away to this topic, which involves the border and security and homeland security, and what we're calling it, the Republicans up on the Hill, Pat, the good, the bad, and the divided. And where are we 6 weeks into Republican control of the House and Senate?
It looks like they lost the election, is what it looks like to me.
They really wish they had.
Came to Mars and came down. Who's running?
The living enemy of the dead.
The Democratic senators are running the Senate basically by stopping everything and they have no hesitation about what they were attacked a few months ago for obstruction. Now they're doing it. The Republicans are fighting each other. But the most important crisis, of course, coming up is because of that deal they made in December, where they funded everything but Homeland Security, which at this very set, I said, was a disaster because now they had narrowed their ability to negotiate to one department in order to oppose the immigration, which the American people oppose what Obama has done. The poll numbers are, in fact, getting worse, and as people find out more about the Social Security payments, the other benefits and whatever, and the work permits and American workers being displaced, it gets lower. But nonetheless, the Republicans, who never made a narrative of this in the election, because their donors in the Chamber of Commerce are, in fact, in favor of amnesty, have now gotten themselves in a conundrum where it looks like they could shut the government down.
Oh, God. At a time when ISIS might be here.
Well, Homeland Security, we're not going to fund Homeland Security, and ISIS is running rampant around the world and could hit here.
Martin, can you believe it?
Yes, I can, but I'm going to bring up something that's slightly different. Last night when you did the show on the news channel, on Twitter, a number of people reacted to this idea that the GOP and Congress haven't done anything, and that there was sort of a disagreement with that idea. So I guess my question to you is, 6 weeks in, what should they have done by now? What should they have done?
I want to reiterate, because in all fairness, we were saying it last spring on our shows here and on the regular TV, that you've got to run on something. Because when you run on it and you win on it, you get a mandate and then you do it. But they purposely ran a Seinfeld campaign, a campaign about nothing, and let Obama and Obamacare sink the Democrats, which it did. But now they wake up, they control the House and the Senate, and you ask any Republican congressman or senator, and you will get two different answers on why they won the election. None of them agree. Therefore, there is no mandate, and they don't know what to do. That's why we call it the good, the bad, and the divided.
Would you tell me the good part? I know you.
You said it. The good thing is they have the power. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The bad thing is they have the power.
I can hit every pitch out of the ballpark, but nobody's pitching.
But here's the question I have for you, John, and I raised it last night on the show. You're a former Republican congressman.
Yeah.
I mean, look, can't they fund, this is a budget bill, I don't know what, doesn't reconciliation, can't they fund the part of everything in Homeland Security but immigration, or attach these, or go to reconciliation and get a 51 vote Senate the way it was done, or the Democrats were threatening to do on Obamacare?
I'm not a parliamentarian. All I know is Trent Lott was the House whip when I was a freshman, and I asked him once, can we do something? And he laughed. He said, John, we can do anything we want. We're the government. Now, who's going to stop them from doing it? They run the House, lock, stock. There's no filibuster in the House. They can do anything they want. So,
but if they did a budget, I tried to look it up, and I certainly don't understand all the ins and outs, but they could introduce a resolution, instruct the committee to come up with something for a vote at 51 votes, and don't filibuster in the Senate.
That's over in the Senate, yeah.
In the Senate, no, but that starts in the House.
The House bill could have said, we're funding DHS, lock, stock, and barrel for 6 months, whatever, except for the department that has this deportation thing. They could have done it. They didn't do it. But they don't do anything right. I mean, we're going to talk...
But they're now saying we don't care.
We're going to talk at another point about the IRS thing. Now, here's the same thing, where they could hold up funding of the IRS if the emails and the hard drives are not released. Have you ever heard anybody propose that other than us on our show? There's no creativity.
Because and it's the old maxim. I remember you read about Robert Moses collecting the tolls on the bottom of the Triborough Bridge and then using them to rebuild more roads on his own. If you control the purse strings, if you're the head of the exchequer, you run things.
You run it.
And they have that complete power in the House, don't they?
They act like they have no power, and because they have no mandate, and because they didn't present a package, a message, just like I said about immigration, if they had campaigned about it and forced the Democrats. When Obama pulled it, he pulled it because they knew it was a political disaster.
Yeah.
It was toxic. They could have had a message and said, we oppose this. Where do you stand? Put the Democrats on the spot. They wouldn't do it.
Right.
When
Pat,
you don't lead.
Pat's dead on. Martin, Pat Cadell, thank you both. Now, make sure you watch Political Insiders Sunday night with Harris Faulkner and us at 7:30 to 8 on the Fox News Channel. For Martin Hinton, Pat Cadell, I'm John LeBoutelier. Have a great week.